to a very special BB Can 7 phone interview with the latest evicted house guest, Kiera. Now, look, I think you guys know by now, these phone interviews are all about your questions. So don't forget, you can tweet me them at Reality Recaps every single Thursday after the eviction. You have until about, let's just say midnight if the show ends. Let's say 3 hours after the show ends, wherever you're watching it is your deadline to tweet me your questions. All of these questions come from you all, the fans. So make sure you guys do that. Of course, if you miss any of our shows, you can check them back out over on yourrealityrecaps.com/bbcan. Now, I only put the shows on the website that have the house guests on them or they're recapping. However, we are live every single day of the week over on YouNow. So make sure you check us out over there, become a fan. It's completely free, yourrealityrecaps.com/YouNow. We talk live feeds over there. We talk a bunch of reality TV shows, and that is just the best place for you guys to see the show. I know a lot of you have been saying to me, you know, like, I thought you do the shows every day, but we only see like 2 or 3 on iTunes or YouTube. That is because we are live every day on YouNow. I only put the ones up that have house guests. And speaking of YouNow at YouTube and iTunes, if you guys are watching on YouTube, do us a favor, thumbs up and subscribe. Click that bell to be notified when we post a new video. It's a really great way to help support our shows. And if you're listening in iTunes, a 5-star rating and a nice review. Of course, we have the audio only stream, the video only stream over there, so you have a lot of options. We would really appreciate if you guys did that for us to help us with the show. Of course, if you want to financially help support our show, consider becoming a patron. Patrons get access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, weekly shows just for patrons, and then at the end of this BB Can season, we will have the BB Can House Guest After Shows. We'll be live with the house guest on YouNow for an hour, taking your guys' questions live, and then we will be heading on over to the patron group to do the private after show where all the tea comes out. Of course, you can always do a one-time donation over at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal to help support our shows. We would love to be able to go to Canada, do the backyard interviews, to be able to stream Liza's finale party, but we cannot do it without the financial support of viewers like you. So if you like these shows, consider supporting for free or financially the way we said. Of course, you can always start your Amazon shopping at yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon. You don't pay any more. That's another free great way to help support our shows. Or check out our Fortnite shows over on Twitch if that's your thing, yourrealityrecaps.com/Twitch. But look, we have to get to the lady that you all are dying to hear from. Hey, Kiera, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So we have some questions from your fans. I want to start with what prompted you to, you know, kind of throw Dane under the bus in your eviction speech? It seemed like we missed something.
Well, to tell you the truth, for up to my unfortunate eviction, I have been feeling in my gut that there's been something very sneaky about Dane. He's incredibly intelligent, he's amazing socially, and he's good in competitions. He really is a triple threat, and I knew from the conversations that we were having, as close as we were becoming, that he was using his time with us to push his own agenda, talk about targets he wanted out, and try to convince Esty and I that that would be the best decision for our own games, even though it wasn't. So in my finale speech, I just really wanted to let people know exactly how I felt. I wanted the house to know that Dane isn't as good as he thinks he is, and I wanted Esty to watch her back with that one moving forward.
Okay. Now, it seemed like really clear to us that you and Esty had the guys' alliance mapped out. Do you feel that maybe you guys or you should have tried to bond more with the other girls to try and combat that?
You know, in that house, things move so quickly and everything is speculation, everything is paranoia. We did try to form certain things at certain times, but it didn't quite ever pan out. I think it was really difficult because we never initially got together in the same way that the guys did. I think there was a lot of it was just a lot of speculation. And at that point, with not enough evidence, it would have put targets on all of our backs had we gone further with it and had it proven to be wrong.
Right. Now, speaking of paranoia, would you have ever turned on Esty, and do you think that she would ever have tried to turn on you?
I would not have turned on Esty. No chance, no way. She was my go-to, my day one. There's no way I could turn on somebody like that. If she, moving forward, if we were in the game together and she did end up turning on me, that would be something that would happen, I guess, but it's not something that I would have done. That's not the type of person I am. Esty is my soulmance, not my showmance. She's truly my best friend, and I would have gone all the way with her had I stayed.
Okay, so I guess the follow-up to that would be, would you have been shocked if, let's say, you found out that Esty was working very closely with Dane in the game?
I wouldn't be too shocked by that, but it would definitely hurt, for sure.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the blood veto. What did you originally think the power was going to be when you first, saw and learned of the blood veto?
I really had no idea, but I was the first person to speculate that it wouldn't be all fine and dandy. The word blood really threw me off. I thought it was too easy to get it. I know, we could have put up a bigger fight to see who would get it in the end, but truthfully, it's not something that I wanted on my hands in case it wasn't a good thing. I already had a big target on my back. I didn't want to get a bigger one, but the blood veto in itself, should have been used.
Well, now speaking of it being used, we know that you kind of were not really a victim of it, but were saved by it. Do you think that Kiera made the best move for their game by using the blood veto the way they did?
Absolutely not. Kiera had the choice to make a big move there, to do something that was out of the box and to step back and objectively view the game as a whole, but instead their emotions got the best of them. Once again, they chose to hold a grudge against me for Chelsea's eviction, and ultimately that's what cost me. But I really think they did make a big mistake. It's me going this week, and it's going to be them going next week.
Oh, interesting. So what do you think it will take to break up the guys' alliance that, Dane told you about in his eviction message to you? What do you think would have to happen to break that up?
If not one of the girls getting in power and putting up two of the guys, I think it would be Adam separating from the guys because of his love for Samantha. I don't know how loyal he is to the Guys Alliance. When I proposed the idea of a 5 with Sam, Esty, Dane, Adam, and myself, he seemed to bite into that, but once again, paranoia set in. I'm sure Dane talked him against it, and ultimately it didn't pan out. But as much as he's working for his own game, the more time in the house with Sam, I know he's thinking about her game as well, and for her game, it's not smart for all the girls to go.
Right. Had you ended up staying and won, who would your targets have been?
I would have put up Dane and Adam, absolutely, because I think competitively they are my biggest challenge, and getting either one of them out would be beneficial for my game because either way I would get closer to Esty, and I know Sam would be upset, but she would have nowhere to run to. I'd have to have her on my side, and she ultimately would have to be on my side.
Okay. Is there anybody that you wish you would have worked with or gotten closer to in the game? Yeah, definitely. I think getting closer with Chelsea before she left and not having her leave would have been beneficial on all fronts. Chelsea was incredibly smart. I think a lot of people took that as a threat. Dane certainly did. I wish she had never put me up on the block because truthfully, before that happened, I really thought I could work with her. Okay. Who, obviously besides Esty, who would you say were your closest allies in the game?
I would say Damien for sure. He is such a loyal guy. He is solid. He is rooted. And I really believe he hopefully can do well in this as long as he doesn't crumble. along with that, Dane was very close to me. Unfortunately, he was just closer to the guys, and had that alliance not formed, I think that Damien, Dane, SD, and I could have gone far together.
Okay. I think this one's obvious, but who would your final two have been? Like, if you could have taken anyone to final two, who would it have been?
I would have loved to take SD. I think that would have been the best final two of all time. But if not SD, then Damien.
Okay. Who do you hope wins the game, and who do you think is going to win the game at this point?
At this point, I would love it if SD won. I think she totally deserves it. And as her bestie, of course, I'm going to root for her. Who do I think would win? I think Anthony has a really good shot. I also think Dane has a really good shot as long as he doesn't combust. The week before my eviction, he was starting to crumble. I think people started seeing different sides of him that weren't as positive. So, if he continues on that route, somebody's going to get him out. Otherwise, if he stays happy-go-lucky with a good social game and a strong competitive side, I think he can go all the way.
Okay. Looking back, is there any one thing, I know you kind of just mentioned Chelsea, but is there any, is that the one thing that you think if you went back and changed, it could have changed your trajectory in the game?
I think that's a hard question because if I changed any one thing, anything could be different,
Right.
I can't predict anything, but I said things as I felt them. When I told Adam, I don't think we're vibing right now, I meant it when I said that. I don't think we're vibing right now. But that could have definitely changed things because I know after I said that, Adam lost trust in me. Mm-hmm. So, there are many things. Had I won the first POV, taken myself off the block, had I won that last POV instead of Adam winning, there's so many different things. But ultimately, I'm proud of the game I played.
Well, now I have two final questions, but this first one is very, very important, and it is what all fans really want to know, Kiera.
Okay.
And it is, what is the first thing you're going to do when you get home?
Oh, man. Hug my mom. That is the very first thing I'm going to do.
Okay, I love it. And finally, what is something that you learned about yourself coming out of this Big Brother Canada experience that you maybe didn't know about yourself before you went into the game?
Well, as time went on in that place, I noticed I'm a lot more sensitive than I thought I was, and I'm a lot more perceptive than I initially gave myself credit for. I also realized that I am more competitive than I thought I was. So there are a ton of things I learned about myself in there, a ton, but ultimately I stayed true to myself.
Well, we can't wait to learn more about you, Kiera. All of the fans love you, and we can't wait to hear more from you as the season goes on.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Eric.
Well, that about wraps up our quick phone interview with Kiera. Again, don't forget, you can see all of our content that you may have missed over on our website, yourrealityrecaps.com/bbcan. We are live every single night over on YouNow, so make sure you become a fan over there. It's completely free. You'll get alerted or unerded every single time that we go live. Thumbs up and subscribe over on YouTube. Click that bell so you are alerted. 5-star rating and a nice review in iTunes is a great way to help support us. Or become a patron for exclusive content and access to the house guests you're not going to get anywhere else. Or you could always do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal, or start all of your Amazon shopping at yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon. And hey, if you want to switch things up, check out our Twitch over at yourrealityrecaps.com/Twitch. I will see you guys all on the next show later tonight. Bye for now, everybody. Bye.